Good morning everyone, or should I say good evening. Welcome to another VATSIM full flight here on the AviationPro channel, because we are actually, in fact, even though I'm here in the Netherlands, we are across the globe on the other side, down under, in Melbourne, Australia. As you can see, currently a nice sunset happening, and today we're going to be flying a nice flight, the Milk Run Monday, by the VATPAC team from Melbourne to Sydney. Special shout out to my members of the AviationPro channel for making these kind of flights possible. And of course, if you want to have some more access to live full flights here on the channel, make sure you check it out and clicking the join button. You'll find some more information there. Also, a special shout out to my friends over in Australia, especially Ben and Chris, longtime friends of the channel. Looking forward to experience Australia again. It's been a while, but yeah, looking forward to appreciate the quality ATC service in this region. For now, let's take a look at our flight plan for today. As you can see, this is what it looks like. We're going to be flying a Qantas 436 today, 436 from Melbourne to Sydney. Our alternate will be back to Melbourne. We're going to be flying the 737. We're going to be cruising at an altitude of flight level 370, and yeah, it's a nice and short flight of only 400 nautical miles. And as you can see on the route, we have some nice straight route basically. And we're going to be carrying about 9 tons of fuel, and our takeoff weight will be around 65 tons. Let's take a look at the weather along the route. If there's any significant weather, well, it doesn't look like it's in our neighborhood. There is some isolated embedded cumulonimbus there in that region. But it's not really close to any of our flights. Let's also take a look at the winds. As you can see around our cruise altitude, it's quite light winds. We have some tailwind here and there of about 20 to 25 knots. So that should be for a smooth ride. The weather here at Melbourne currently, we have winds from the north at 40 knots, so I expect runway 34 for departure later on. Cav OK, temperature still 20, dew point 7. Of course, it's getting winter in Australia right now, but the temperature is still quite okay. Maybe for true Aussies it's not, but and it looks like there will be some showers of rain, but that's only later at night, so that's no issue. And at Sydney we have some nice winds too. Currently from the south, it might turn a little bit more towards the north, as you can see in the TAF there. And just a few clouds around, some scattered layers at the moment. QNH 1022. Temperature of 18 degrees. Okay, so yeah, that's a bit of an overview. So yeah, this is the Milk Run Monday, yeah, weekly event here in Australia to fly between Melbourne and Sydney, and sometimes also other airports. And yeah, looking forward to hearing the Aussie accent over the radio frequencies. Probably by the end of this flight I will also have the Aussie accent in me. Alright, as you can see, aircraft are already departing, so that's really nice. I'm a bit early, but I'm just going to request clearance because we might be able to enjoy some of the small bits of sunset while we have it. So yeah, we'll first listen to the ATIS of Melbourne, and then we're going to contact the, well, it looks like the tower controller here, in order to get some clearance for our flight to Sydney today. So we're going to listen to the Melbourne ATIS first on 118.0.
360 degrees, 10 knots. Cav OK. Temperature 18. QNH 1020. On first contact with Melbourne ground or approach, notify receipt of information Oscar. Melbourne Terminal Information Oscar. On Zulu or GLS approach. Runway 34. Wind, 360 degrees. 10 knots.
Alright, that's a very nice short ATIS. So we have information Oscar for runway 34, wind 360 degrees at 10 knots, Cav OK. And runway 34 in use as expected. So we'll have a nice straight out departure hopefully. With that information we can go to Melbourne grounds or tower first of all, and then we'll be able to request a clearance. And we are parked at stand Charlie 6. Alright, so I had the wrong frequency. At first we contact Melbourne approach 1312.0. There we go, that is better. And then next will probably be one of the center frequencies. So there's not much local ATC online, but at least we have full coverage at both airports. So let's see what we have. Melbourne approach. Good evening, Qantas 436. Information Oscar received. Stand Charlie 6. Requesting the clearance to Sydney.
Qantas 436, Melbourne approach. G'day. Cleared to Sydney via Docel, planned route 5000, climb via Sid. Docel 1 departure. Score code 6044.
Clear to Sydney via the Docel 1 departure, climb to 5,000 feet via the SID, squawk 6044, Qantas 436. Okay, that is correct. So we have indeed the Docel 1 departure, so I'll just enter the squawk code and then we'll take a look at what it looks like. Okay, and first of all we'll do the pre-flight checklist. Oxygen is tested 100%. Navigation, transfer and display switches normal and auto. The window heats on. Pressurization mode selector auto. Flight instruments, we have heading 071, 071, 071 and also on the standby compass. And let's see. Altimeter showing 400 feet and 400 and 400 on QNH 1020. Parking brake is set and the engine start levers are cut off. Pre-flight checklist completed. Alright, so let's do a bit of a departure briefing then. I'll just show you the charts where we are parked and what is planned. We are parked right here on the Charlie Pier, Charlie 6, so we'll push back with our nose to the left and tilt to the right momentarily. And from there we'll probably taxi to runway 34. Of course, we'll see which taxiway exactly we're gonna get. Tango, and then via Alpha to holding point Kilo probably. Runway 34 quite long at 3,600 meters, 3,657 meters. So there should be plenty of runway left. From there on, we'll fly the Docel 1 departure. We've been cleared to 5,000 feet to climb via the SID. That's something that's quite unique for Australia, or at least in this region you hear that quite often. In Europe you don't hear that instruction very much to climb via the SID. Anyway, we'll be, as you can see, here's a little description. We'll check in the background in the meantime on the legs page. Climb straight ahead to Rockdal, then turn right, track 0142 Sally. And then for Docel, we're going to track 043 to Docel and then as cleared. There's no particular altitude restrictions yet, but we've been cleared initially to 5,000 feet, so we'll of course abide with that. So yeah, pretty straightforward departure. We have some minimum safe altitudes right here. There's a 10 nautical mile ring around the airport of 3,000 feet, and then later during our departure it's 4,500 feet, as you can see. Looks like the aircraft behind us is in a bit of trouble. Maybe he's already in takeoff. And as you can see, we have a very nice livery today. The special livery here of Qantas. We have quite a few special liveries also in the past. Quite beautiful on their aircraft. And I must say this is also really nice repaint of this one. This doesn't really look completely correct. Alright, so let's say the doors are closed. The gate unfortunately didn't work here. We have our load sheet entered and the cabin is ready to go. And we can do the before start checklist. The flight deck door is closed and locked. The fuel we have on board 9.1 tons of kilograms. And the pumps are on. The passenger signs on. Windows locked both sides. MCP we have the V speed. Here is correct, but not there. There we go. V2 144, heading 340 and altitude 5000. Takeoff speeds, we have V1 139er, rotate 140, 42 144. Cedar pre-flight is completed. The rudder and aileron trim is free and at 0. Taxi ticket briefing completed. And anti-collision light is on before start checklist completed. It's quite busy at the moment with clearances as well, so let's see.
5000, climb.
And Qantas 436, stand Charlie 6, request push and start.
Qantas 436, start and push approved.
Start with pushback approved, Qantas 436. Alright, start with pushback approved, pushback truck is ready to go. And adding the fuel. This aircraft is a bit close for comfort, probably, in reality.
And our approach velocity 281 passes 2,500 on climb 5,000.
Velocity 281, departures today identified, continue climb by seat flight level 240.
Advise seat flight level 240, and any chance of cancel the speed velocity 281?
Velocity 281 as soon as we get past 4,000, cancel speed restrictions and
starting it out.
human navigation direct DOCEL planned route.
And starting left engine.
Direct DOCEL and through 4,000.
Set the parking brakes first, we have stopped.
Waiting your
All
confirmation
stations
for a
on the
good engine
ground,
start.
Melbourne, contact tower 120.5, thanks.
That's nice, we now have tower frequency online, so we'll tune that in the background.
And all stations, Melbourne, just bear with me 1 sec, I'm just getting the ATIS up for you.
And I also see Melbourne ground online right now, so I think we can also go to Melbourne ground. Let's see.
G'day Tower, Qantas 357, taxiing holding point kilo runway 34.
And starting it out.
357, report ready.
Okay, we've had 2 successful engine starts.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Tasman 91 heavy at stand hotel 2, request push and start.
It's gonna turn
Tasman
the
91, push and start
dim lights on for a little bit because it's a bit dark. NTIs will not be required, and we'll turn on the backs. Checked.
Ready here, 5.
Back view can be turned off. And flaps 5.
Unlocking
Number
gear.
Tower, Qantas 357 at kilo and ready.
And we'll do a flight control check.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
Okay, and rudder.
Number Tower, Qantas 357 is ready at
Okay,
kilo.
and the before taxi checklist. Generators
Qantas 357,
on,
wind
pro
360
beats
degrees,
on,
10 knots, runway 34.
NTIs not
Takeoff,
required,
fasten
isolation
table,
valve.
Good,
Yeah, it's
takeoff,
on
runway
auto.
34,
It's hard to see,
departure
maybe
from
also in the
airborne,
video.
357.
Let's take a look. The engine start switch is continuous. Recall, I'll just check that has been checked. Auto brake, RTO, flaps 5 green light, engine start levers, idle detents, flight controls checked, and the ground equipment is clear. And I see the bypass pin. Alright, before taxi check is completed, and we'll
All aircraft on the ground at Melbourne, ground's active, contact
Yep.
them 1217.
1217. Nice, so we do have some more ATC right now. Maybe they just simply had to come online for a bit. Okay, perfect. This 777 is a bit in the way, so yeah, we'll just ignore that for now. But that's just a sim thing, of course. And then we'll request taxi. And again, expect to taxi via Tango Alpha and then all the way to Kilo. Melbourne ground, good evening. Qantas 436, request taxi.
Qantas 436 ground, taxi via Tango, hold short Alpha.
Taxi via Tango, hold short of Alpha, Qantas 436. Okay, that is copied. We'll turn on the lights here.
867 for Sydney, request clearance.
And we'll release the brakes. There we go.
Velocity 867, clear to
On our
Sydney
way
via
to
Docel,
Sydney.
then flight planned route. Runway 34, Docel 1 departure. Climb via Sid 5000, squawk 4343, departure frequency 1.
So we've been instructed to hold short of Alpha. So we'll taxi left on Tango but then do not cross or enter taxiway Alpha. Probably some other traffic around there. So it's always nice to fly in a different region than you're used to. It's a bit of a different experience, and you get to see some different procedures than usual, so that's also nice. So on our right here is Shera, that's correct, and then the next one will be Alpha, so I will hold shorts.
Qantas 436, taxi Alpha, and holding point Kilo, runway 34.
Taxi via Alpha to holding point Kilo, runway 34, Qantas 436. Okay, so we've been cleared to continue taxi, so we'll turn left here on Alpha. Left is clear and the right is clear.
472, your clearance is cleared to Sydney by Docel Plan River, runway 34, Docel 1 departure. Climb via SID 5000, squawk 6063, departure frequency 132.
And of course we have a lot of different call signs than usual here too. So that's also nice. Alright, so let's say the cabin is ready. So we'll let them take their seats and so a quick recap of the departure. Climb straight ahead 340, Rockdoll, turn right to Sally and then to Dozel. Initial climb to 5,000 feet. In the case of engine failure, climb on runway heading to 5,000 feet. And we'll do the before takeoff checklist. Flaps 5 with the green light, stabilize trim 4 point, see what was it, 4.64 units and sets before takeoff checklist completed.
Sierra hold short whiskey Cessna 91.
And I've talked about this in the night VFR tutorial. It's quite hard to fly under these conditions specifically because I know outside for me the window blinds are open and it's quite a lot of daylight, so it's a bit harder to see what's happening in the sim. So have to be careful on the ground, especially. Of course, later we'll just be able to use our instruments.
Qantas 436, when you're ready, contact tower 120.5.
When ready, 120.5, Qantas 436, bye bye. Alright, before takeoff checklist is completed, there we have a runway 34 Kilo, and I'll report ready with tower. And Melbourne Tower, hello again, Qantas 436, holding point Kilo, runway 34, ready for departure.
Qantas 456, wind 010 degrees, 9 knots, runway 34, clear for takeoff, departures airborne, g'day.
Runway 34, clear for takeoff, Qantas 436, bye bye. And we'll contact departure when we're airborne. Okay, then we'll turn the strobe lights on. There we go, runway 34. And we're cleared, checked, and take off. N1 heading select Toga.
Melbourne Tower today, Skyway
Thrust
63,
sets.
64, taxiing Alpha for Julie.
Skyway 63, 64.
80 knots.
V1.
Rotates. Nice, positive rate, gear up, and on off.
Qantas 436, direct departures, g'day.
To departure, Qantas 436, bye bye.
Tasman 91, line up and wait, runway.
N1 VNAV speeds. Melbourne approach, good evening, Qantas 436, passing 1,700, climbing 5,000, Dozel 1 departure.
Qantas 436, departures, g'day, identified. Continue climb by the SID, flight level 240.
Continue to climb via the SID to flight level 240, Qantas 436. Level 240 sets. And a smooth departure, look at that. We have a little bit of sunset left here. Alright. Perfect. And we can do the after takeoff checklists. Pressurization is checked. And I'll just turn on the dim lights for a little bit just to see it a bit better. It's really dark at the moment. Alright, the after takeoff checklist. Engine leads on, PACs auto, landing gear up and off, flaps up, no lights. After takeoff checklist completed. Alright, perfect. Lovely. And passing transition altitude, set standards, standard sets on all sides. And in the right turn. So yeah, it's a bit dark. I thought, okay, let's record in Australia, then it will be daylight. But of course, it's winter there now, so it gets dark quite early. And I do prefer to fly like in real time whenever I fly my Flightsim flights, even though that means it's dark somewhere else. So, alright, command A. Autopilot in command. And we'll turn the landing lights off. Seatbelts come off.
34 departures identified.
And pressurization is doing good. And we'll turn the dome lights back off. And we'll continue climb to flight level 240 initially.
Tasman 91 heavy contact, Melbourne Centre 12375.
12375, Tasman 91, good day.
So I think this aircraft is ahead of me, so you can use these kind of transmissions, right, to already plan ahead of what you will get next. So you can already prepare a frequency, put it in your radio, so it's just on standby there. So probably 123.75 will be the next frequency. Let's see.
Qantas 436, Melbourne City, you still with me?
Affirm, Qantas 436.
Qantas 436, we handed you off a little bit ago, 123.75.
123.75, Qantas 436, bye-bye. I did not catch that.
Identified.
And we'll turn the center pumps off.
35, parking.
Melbourne Center, Qantas 436, maintaining flight level 240 inbound to Bonnie.
Qantas 436, Melbourne Center, good day. Climb to flight level 370 and report indicated airspeed.
Climb flight level 370 and indicating 292 knots, Qantas 436.
Qantas 436, maintain 290 knots or greater in the climb.
Roger, maintaining 290 knots or greater in the climb, Qantas 436.
Tasman 91, maintain 280
Okay, and we
knots
climb
on
knots,
the climb.
so we are indicating 295. That is our target speed for the climb, so that will be okay. And of course, there is an airplane ahead of us, so he probably wants us to have that speed a bit reduced for the traffic ahead. Alright, and then relatively soon after the top of climb, we'll already look at our approach into Sydney. As you can see, we are now flying just out of Dozel, out of our departure, direct to Ebony, and then pretty much a straight route all the way to Sydney, as you can see. Expecting a arrival for the ILS runway 34 left.
Non-standard level. No, I'm looking at the wrong flight here. Climb to flight level 330, my apologies.
So, yeah, pretty straightforward, literally speaking. So that's nice, along the route. We have a few airports here and there, not much. But, yeah, it's nice to discover this region, although I would have loved the daylight a bit better, so we could see a bit more, because outside here it's just pitch black. I cannot see a thing. We do have a little bit of sunset right here on the wing. But it's not much. My previous experience with the ATC in Australia, it's very professional, very good. Especially with the flow of traffic here into Sydney and from Melbourne, you know, it's quite impressive. And as you can see, we indeed have quite some traffic around us, behind us, in front of us, and to our right. So yeah, that's quite interesting to see. So just as a heads up, while we are making our way to flight level 370, I just want to mention the memberships again on the Aviation Pro channel. I do there some you know, kind of guaranteed monthly live full flights on various airports, various regions, of course. And yeah, if you want to have a bit more extra content, you can check out the different tiers that you can subscribe to. And that way, yeah, you not only help me to support the channel so I can keep making videos, but you will also get some access to those extra live full flights, which should be great fun to watch, which you can of course watch either live or on a replay later on. So do give that a try. And for now, we are cruising along happily towards Sydney, as you can see. And I see some ATIS frequencies and stuff appearing slowly, so we slowly be able to get some preparation going on for our arrival into Sydney, and then we'll see what we'll have there. Alright, 1000 feet to level off to our cruise altitudes. There we go. And let's see, we are...
Stations Melbourne information Oscar, now current, the change is wind 010 degrees, 12 knots, temperature 16.
Doing well here, let's check the fuel, just to be sure. It's always good to kind of check your fuel status in comparison to your flight plans, so we can kind of see what's the status, and it seems like we're doing well.
6334, resume normal speed in the cruise.
Fuel is as expected.
Resume normal speed in the cruise, Skyway 7334.
Alright, while we have here are reaching our topic live, FMC speed VNAV path, we can probably listen to the Sydney ATIS already. It's maybe a bit early, but just to give you a...
All stations 12375, just check your mic, there is a constant clicking open mic.
So you can check out the situation there, 12625. So it's a bit low on volume at the moment, so I'll just give you the text ATIS. We have information echo current, expect independent visual approach, do not pass through assigned runway center line. Runway 34 left and right for arrivals and departures. Operator info, independent parallel approaches and departures in progress. Wind is 050 degrees at 6 knots, CAV OK. Temperature 17 and QNH is 1022. Alright, so there are visual approaches apparently in progress. Let's see. We'll probably just use the ILS. I'm not familiar with the area, so we'll definitely use the ILS in the background in any case. So yeah, let's see. Runway 34 left and 34 right are both in use, so I'll just show you what it looks like. This is what Sydney looks like, and as you can see, runway 34 left and 34 right are quite closely spaced together. And in case we fly an ILS, it will look like this 34 left or 34 right, but as you can see, they are very closely spaced together, so it's definitely something to keep an eye on.
You can transition. Qantas 436, contact center 1290 decimal 8, expect star clearance. G'day.
Contact center 1290 decimal 8, Qantas 436, bye.
Tasman 91.
And we're going to expect a star clearance, so that's nice. 1298. Melbourne Center, good day. Qantas 436, flight level 370 inbound. Donald.
Qantas 436, Center, good day. Star clearance, Rivet 3 arrival, runway 34 left. Maintain flight level 370.
Rivet 3 arrival, runway 34 left, maintain flight level 370, Qantas 436. Okay. So we have the Rivet 3 arrival, that is what was expected, of course, that's where our flight plan ends up, so let's see. That's what I also programmed in the FMC, so I'm going to cross-check that in the background. But let's take a look at the arrival briefing then. We expect the Rivet 3 arrival. As you can see, here's the instructions for runway 34 left. We'll just go through them first of all. From Rivet we track to Bigham, cross Bigham at or above 8,000 feet. Let me just cross-check in the background there. That's indeed the case, 8,000 or above. And next restriction is 9,000 or below, and then boogie 6,000 or above.
QJet 2035, decent 107.
That's checked. Then turn right, track 121 to Dudok. Then turn right, track to 155 to Nasho, and expect radar effects to final. So as you can see there in the FMS, there's simply a vector right there. I've left that in for now. We'll probably get some left turns to intercept ILS from there. So that is kind of an arrival for the star, or a review of the star. Let me just prepare the rest of the airplane before we move on.
91 for the sequence.
So we'll do an auto brake 2 landing. And we have 6.1, we're going to burn 0.7 tons of fuel, so we have 61.9. Gross weight, we'll do a flap 30 landing.
Qantas 436, report current Mach speed.
Mach decimal 786, Qantas 436.
Qantas 436 for the sequence, maintain Mach decimal 75 or less.
Maintain Mach decimal 75 or less, Qantas 436. Okay, that's a bit, that's not that much. See if we are able to do that. Yes, checked. Cruise speed has been adjusted, so we'll reduce a little bit. Yeah, let me just go ahead and finish the setup. Yeah, it looks like the winds are light, so we have standard wind correction here. And ILS 110.10, inbound course 355. Let's see if that's correct. Correction 335. There we go, that's set up. And then the minimums for this approach. As you can see, we'll be flying a standard ILS. Decision altitude will be 220 feet on the barrel. Alright, so let's go on with the arrival briefing. So I expect 2 left turns and intercept the ILS inbound course 335. And start the descent at 3,000 feet. And then from there we'll fly the continuous descent. We're not going to do those step downs. To the minimums of 220 feet. In case of a misapproach, we're going to climb on track. Let me just show you. Yeah, this is what I talked about. So 3,000 feet and then continuous descent to 220 feet. And in case of misapproach, we're going to climb track 335 at a mandatory 500 feet. Then turn left track 320, climb to 3,000 feet or as directed by ATC. Alright. Transition level is flight level 110, that is fixed here as you can see. That's also different from Europe where it's usually in the ATIS. Here it's a fixed transition level. And we have an MSA of 2,700 feet across the 25 nautical mile, and then within 10 nautical miles is 2,100, as you can see on the star chart. So in the case of go around, we'll just turn left at 500 feet, track 320, climb to 3,000 feet, and then we'll receive further instructions from ATC. In case of landing, let's take a look. So we're landing on runway 34 left, and I'm planning to vacate at Bravo 9er. So basically, at when we pass the taxiways that run at a 90-degree angle, we'll vacate at the next high-speed exit, Bravo 9er. From there, we'll continue either via Bravo or Charlie. We'll see to the domestic terminal. And I think the way it works, like here, you just basically pick your gate yourself, so we'll probably park here at the domestic 1 terminal at, let's say, stand 3. Okay? And just a little addition to this briefing that I didn't really manage to record in a flight. As you have heard in the ATIS, there will be independent visual approaches active at Sydney. And this basically means that there can be 2 aircraft on the approach to runway 34 left and 34 right. Basically next to each other. If it was a dependent visual approach, then there would have to be radar separation between the aircraft, as if they are flying on the same approach for the same runway. But since this is independent, you can basically fly next to each other. But of course, you have to take into account then that you really strictly follow the center line, and that's of course really important. So here, as you can see, are some specific instructions for when you join that visual approach with another aircraft. So for example, if you would approach at the same time with a 30-degree angle, both aircraft have to report to the runway inside, for example. So here's also a little list of requirements for the independent visual approach at Sydney. You can give it a little read through. It's quite interesting. It's not something you see that often. It's usually, you know, airports like Sydney or San Francisco, for example, is also a classic example where you could see these closely spaced approaches, so that's always quite interesting. So yeah, we're going to do the visual approach, and the misapproach procedure, as according to the AIP in Sydney, will simply be following the misapproach procedure as briefed of the ILS approach. Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead and continue.
Qantas 436, when ready, descend for level 280.
When ready, descend for level 280, Qantas 436.
Qantas 436, even better for the sequence, I'll get you to descend for level 280 now.
Roger, descend now to flight level 280, Qantas 436. Okay.
Tasman 91, when ready, descend for level 250.
We'll descend now. Execute. Level 280 stats. And FMC speed, VNAV path still. So we'll descend a bit earlier. So yeah, a bit like in the US, where you also have like ramps, but not specific gates you're sent to. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. So we can do the descent checklist as well. Pressurization, landing altitude sets, recall is checked. Auto brake 2, landing data, we have VREF flaps 3144, barrel minimums 220 knots, and approach briefing is completed, descent checklist completed. Let's keep an eye on this traffic right here, it's a bit close.
434.79, descend for level 130.
We have it in sight, it's that little dot over here. We're on the same level, as you can see. It's a bit shimmering there in the distance, but we have the aircraft in sight.
And Qantas 436 for the sequence, cancel starts and left heading 360.
Left heading 360, Qantas 436. Heading select, heading 360 set, heading select. And that's, yeah.
Tasman 91, resume profile.
Of course, to get some distance between me and this aircraft. Getting a bit close for comfort, so. But we were aware of it in time, retard.
250 knots into the published speed.
250 knots into published.
Okay, let's see when we get our route back. There should be quite some spacing right now, so I do expect a new direct soon.
Qantas 436, thanks for your help. Resume navigation, turn right, track tower rail, flight plan group to resume the star.
No problem, direct to tower rail, Qantas 436. Retard VNAV path, and we'll select LNAV. LNAV.
And Tasman 91, just confirm you're reducing the speed down to 250 knots for your descent.
Currently reducing speed, Tasman 91.
And we're back on track. So we have a bit more spacing now between the us and the other aircraft, so that's nice.
Descend now
1000 feet to level off.
50, and I need you to maintain.
And we'll reduce the vertical speed a bit because we are close to this other traffic. 1000 feet per minute, FMC speeds, MCP speeds, reverse speeds.
And copy, not about 250 knots indicated on the velocity ATC.
And let's make sure we do not get too high now in the approach profile. Qantas 436 request for descent.
Qantas 436, descend for level 130.
Descent for level 130, Qantas 436. 130, and altitude events.
1022.
To the 10,000, QNH 1022, Tasman 91.
Let's go VNAV first. Retard VNAV speeds. And one addition to the briefing I want to mention, there is some specific ATC approach speed that it will either give or you have to adhere to. So 10 nautical miles from touchdown, 185 to 160 knots, and 500 miles, 160 to 150 knots. So that's relatively normal. Just wanted to mention that. We might need to add a little bit of direct there to help us make the restriction at TEMI, which is, as you can see on the chart, 9,000 or below. So we've caught up on our profile a little bit. Just want to make sure I'm on the profile, especially because I'm not really familiar with this airport and the procedures. Just want to stick to the profile and the speed restrictions a bit.
Jetstar 539, apologies.
Without freestyling too much.
50 knots or less into the published speed, thank you.
No worries, back to 250 for the published at 539.
Enough path. Alright, and up in the distance we can already see some of, well, I suppose that's Sydney, right? Popping up in the distance, some lights are appearing. Oh, I have a contact me, 1244. Melbourne, just to be sure, Qantas 436, we got a contact me from Sydney approach.
Qantas 436, apologies, have it approach 1244, g'day.
1244, Qantas 436, bye bye.
Check correction, third left, heading 190.
FM speed, VNAV alt. Sydney approach, Qantas 436.
Qantas 436, Sydney approach, g'day, report receipt of information, Echo, descend via star 8000, runway 34 left, expect independent visual approach.
Descent via star to 8000 and information Echo, Qantas 436. Okay, VNAV, altitude and vents, and we'll get those speed brakes out again.
1091, contact director 126.1.
Arm VNAV speeds, and we expect visual approach, so it's going to be exciting, and let's see what it's like.
Flight level 110.
Stop descent, flight level 110, Qantas 436. 110, sets.
33 miles north of Wollongong.
There is another airplane right there. Let's keep an eye on that. It's this one right here. It's visually identified. MCP speed, altitude acquire.
1091, Sydney director, g'day, descend 4000, runway 34 left, report that side, and resume profile speed.
It's getting quite close for comfort.
Descend 4000, 34 left, and Wilco 1091.
Jetstar 522, turn left heading 345, join final, runway 34 left, speed, independent visual approach.
That is quite close. Let's keep an eye on this.
Okay, Sydney director, missed approach, contact 7 left.
It's probably not an RA traffic.
357, Sydney director, g'day, can you accept 34 right?
It is a bit close.
Yeah, we can do 34 right, and we'll do a visual on that one.
357, roger, thanks. You can turn right heading 070.
Turn right heading 070, contact 37.
We are at the same altitude. That's quite close.
Director Tasman 91.
In reality, this probably would have been a bit more problematic.
Guarded 97, climb flight level 280.
But I can imagine this controller is quite busy at the moment. But yeah, almost ready for a TCAS array.
436,
nice.
descend by star for 6000.
Descend by the star to 6000 feet. Qantas 436. Level change. 6000 feet sets. Retard MCP speeds.
Cessna 91, descend 3000, 25 miles to run.
And via the star 6000 or above at Boogie, so we'll keep an eye out on the profile. And we're passing the transition level right now, so
Take a Victor X-ray, turn.
Let me just check the latest
So
ATIS information. Echo QNH 1022.
Man, this is confusing, sorry. Take a Victor X-ray, descend 2000.
QNH 1022 set
And,
on all
turn
sides, passing
left heading
900 now.
180.
And then we can do the approach checklist. Altimeters 1022 sets and cross checked.
Confirm left 180.
Beautiful sight over Sydney. Look at that.
Take Victor X-ray, my apologies, right 180. Can you accept 34 right for traffic?
All right, it's a bit busy there on this stage, but it's okay. And again, like I said, we have the ILS on standby. It is identified India Sierra November in my course 335. So even though we do get a visual approach, but I will definitely use the ILS as a reference. But let's see. And of course, we're ending a bit higher than planned.
Jetstar 522, 10 miles around the tower.
As you can see, we're not making that TAMI restriction of 9,000 or below right now, but I'm sure the controller will be able to solve that with vectors later on. Alright, we'll let the cabin crew prepare for landing.
Qantas 357, reduce minimum plane speed.
On.
Reduce minimum plane speed, Qantas 57.
Qantas 436, contact director 126.1.
126.1, Qantas 436. Director, good evening, Qantas 436, passing 8,400, descending 6,000.
Qantas 436, director, g'day, descend 4,000, about 30 miles to run.
Descent 4,000 and roger, Qantas 436. 4,000 feet sets.
That's the 91,
about 30 miles So we need to lose about 9,000 feet, which is
91, left heading
good,
010.
as we need to lose some speed as well.
Left 010, taking 91.
And we'll stay on the vector here for a bit.
34, reduce speed.
Next frequency 120.5
350 knots, Sky West 6334.
in standby. Approach checklist is completed.
30, correction, quarter 357, turn right, heading 170.
Turn right, heading 170.
Alright, perfect. Let's see how it is here at Sydney. I do have the FlyTampa scenery. Beautiful. Nice sight. Can see a bit of Sydney there. Nice. You can already see the runways there actually, as you can see. So visual approach should not be a huge problem.
Qantas 436, descend 3000, report the runway inside.
Descent 3000, any turn for Qantas 436?
Qantas 436, you'll get the turns just shortly, just a couple, probably another 10 seconds or so.
Roger, Qantas 436. Yeah, I cannot. Maybe if I lean out of the window, it's
2.5. Descending 10,000, we've got
3,000 feet to set anyway. QNH 1022.
Whatever it was.
You're 1984, thanks. 34 right, eye left, brake. Qantas 436, turn left, heading 010.
Left heading 010, Qantas 436. Heading select, heading 010 set.
Station calling departures, standby 1, Tasman 91, coming
we'll
down,
direct still see.
120.5, about 4 miles to run there.
And then we'll see whether we got the runway in sight. Go for the visual. Temperature is okay. It is really pitch black though.
47 departures, g'day, resume our navigation, track direct to Wollongong, flight plan route, climb flight level 100.
Climb flight level 100, direct to Wollongong for Kilo 1447.
Skyline 6334, contact director 126.1.
And we'll switch to vertical speed for now, 1,000 feet per minute.
X-ray turn.
So we start reducing.
Left
MSFS speed and vertical speeds. Up speed selected.
Qantas 436, keep the turn going, heading 360, descend 2000, report visual.
Heading 360, descend to 2000 and we'll go. Qantas 436. 2,000 feet. And we have the runway in sight, so that's nice.
Velocity 867. Velocity 876 or 67? 867. Wow, there's two people with very... Alright, velocity 867 and 876, caution similar call signs on frequency. Velocity 867, descend via the sub 6000.
That's nice that he mentions that there are similar call signs on the frequency, and that's something to definitely be wary of.
Go 6334, descend via sub 3000.
Reduce speed a little bit further. 500 feet per minute. And we can fly manual for a bit.
Contact tower 124.7. 124.7, over left to 156. Qantas 436, runway 34 left, cleared independent visual approach.
Runway 34 left, cleared independent visual approach, Qantas 436, and runway in sight.
Skyway 6334, turn.
Okay, we'll fly manual.
Resume profile speed.
Camera crew take their seats. And we can just reduce the vertical speed nicely.
You're doing a fantastic job.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more.
Well, you should have called me blonde. Yep, 34 left for us tonight. I just had blonde.
Okay, we'll go reduce speeds, gear down, flaps 15.
Qantas 436, contact tower 120.5 down.
120.5, Qantas 436, bye bye. And engine start switch continuous speed brake arms. It's a bit more challenging now that we have to do everything ourselves.
Compass 580, do you copy?
Compass 580.
Compass 580, behind the departing aircraft, velocity 1.
And we'll set the missed approach altitude, 3,000 feet.
Line up, mate, behind departing Sally. Compass 580.
Melbourne, City Tower, good evening, Qantas 436, visual approach runway 34 left.
Qantas 436, cleared visual, runway 34 left.
Cleared visual, runway 34 left, Qantas 436. Okay. We are 4 miles, so we'll reduce to flaps 30, speed 149er, flaps 30, and the landing checklists. Landing checklist, engine start switches, continuous, pre-brake, armed, landing gear down, flaps 30, green light, landing checklist complete. Alright, so we're in for a nice landing. Let's see.
1,000.
Stabilized. Two red, two white on the puppies. That's good. And again, in case we go around, we'll climb to 500 feet and then a left turn heading 320, track 320.
500.
Not cleared.
Compass 580, clear to take off from 34.
Clear to take off on my 34 left, right. Compass 580.
Qantas 436, short final.
Approaching minimums.
Qantas 436 and continue. Clear to land, runway 34 left.
Minimums.
Runway 34 left, clear to land. Qantas 436. Alright, continue.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20.
Sydney Tower, Skyway 6324, established 34 left.
Speed rig up.
63.
Reverse normal.
181, line up and wait, runway 34 right.
181, lining up the weight, runway 34 right.
Manual brake.
And I think over X-ray can only establish.
There we go. Welcome to Sydney, guys.
Right.
That was a very interesting approach.
X-ray, expect late landing clearance and turbulence on that.
Okay, we'll vacate here.
On final. Take over X-ray.
Compass 580, contact departures on 1, 2, 3 decimal 0.
So could you repeat the frequency?
1, 2, 3 decimal.
Beautiful. That was amazing.
3 decimal 0, compass 580.
Qantas 181, please take off runway 34 left.
Okay, let's see where we are.
181
Just hold a little bit here.
Qantas 436, contact ground on 126 decimal 5.
126.5, Qantas 436 Boeing. Alright.
Sitting ground just off 527.
As you can see, we are now right here in front of Bravo. Sydney ground, good evening, Qantas 436 vacated, runway 34 left.
Qantas 456, welcome to Sydney, taxi by Bravo, cross 25 to the bay, and you can contact coordinator when you're approaching DOM 1127.6.
Roger, taxi via Bravo, cross runway 25, and we'll contact the coordinator 127.6, Qantas 436. Okay, perfect.
747, holding short, circle left.
Get those landing slides off. Taxi lights on.
Qantas 747, just stand by, just trying to coordinate with Tower, just a bit of traffic.
Okay, we are gonna cross runway 25, the strobe lights are still on.
Qantas 669, holding short, Bravo 10.
Very nice. Very challenging to land under these conditions with the night environment. Give you a bit of a quick view of Sydney. There's a nice A380 over there. Beautiful. Runway 25. Left is clear and right is clear.
Velocity 335, ready to copy IFR clearance.
And then we'll contact the coordinator. I guess we'll get a gate then, I'm not sure how that works here. 1276. Just turn on dome lights a little bit because it's really dark to see the overhead panel otherwise. We'll start the APU. Beautiful.
Station calling second.
Quite some traffic on this as well. Sydney coordinator, good evening. Qantas 436 approaching a domestic one.
Qantas 436, Sydney Quadrants, hello. Taxi via Bravo, domestic 1, Bay 6.
Taxi via Bravo to domestic 1 and Bay 6, Qantas 436.
Good night.
Good night. Well, good day. Oh, this is a bit of an interesting hump here. This is not completely normal, I would say. Okay, base 6, so let's see which side that is. That's right here on the north side, as you can see. So we'll get a GSX ready at that parking position. So yeah, when you're unfamiliar with the airport like I am, I haven't visited Sydney for years. It's good to just take your time, don't rush things. Domestic 6, no follow me. Lovely Triage aircraft right here. Singapore, Qantas, you know, it's the different aircraft from than usual, so that's nice. Let's see, we have here this little roundabout, as you can see. So just pick the position where they are waiting for us, I suppose.
Sydney ground velocity
right here.
335. What's there 325? No flight plan.
There's a truck in the way, so that's a bit pity.
Velocity 335.
But we have indeed stand 6 here. I've been going a bit too far to the right here. Let me just correct that.
We refiled our flight plans. I'm not sure if that's mucked up, but we had this various aircraft clearance. We'll use that.
Not sure what that truck is doing there, if that's a GSX thing or...
At the moment, you cleared the Wollongong to runway 34 left, fly this to the 5000.
We'll have to ignore it like the 777 we had to ignore. Taxi lights off.
Head to Wollongong, runway 34 left, climb maintain 5000 off departure, and squawk was at 3741. Thanks very much, and the departure frequency 1230. Flight frequency is 1230. Velocity 325.
It might be just misconfigured in the GSX Pro that I'm using.
Jetstar 523, you still with me?
But that's okay.
I'll take that as a no.
Setting ground velocity 370, taxi with Echo.
43370, hello. You don't need to push, or you get the taxi straight away?
Good to taxi 370.
Almost there.
Velocity 370, no worries, connect ground 1265.
I'll let the cabin crew
265, velocity
disarm the slides, of course.
Sydney,
almost.
Ground today,
it's a bit hard to read.
1509, request from start, domestic Bay 8.
Stop. Alright, parking brake sets. Checked.
Qantas 1509.
APU's on the bus.
1509, thanks.
And we'll cut off the engines.
Time now 1-6.
We can do the shutdown checklist. Fuel pumps are off except for the APU. Propede, auto. Hydraulics panel set. Flaps up. Parking brake set. Engine start levers cut off. And the weather radar is off. Shutdown checklist completed. So there we go. Welcome to Sydney. Quite alright. Quite something different, but it's really fun. I hope to visit this place also in daylight next time. That would be nice. Maybe there will be some daytime event, otherwise I have to wait the entire winter. But here we are. Didn't see much of the airport, but it was an exciting approach. Very, really, if the controllers over at Sydney are watching this, amazing job at handling all the traffic in a busy situation, especially the approach controller at Sydney there. Really amazing. I think it shows. I think I still have to turn on my strobe lights. Let's do that right now. There we go, that's better. So yeah, thanks for watching this full flight here on the Aviation Pro channel. I hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned for more later on. For now, again, make sure to check out the memberships over on the Aviation Pro channel if you want to have more access to also live full flights here on the channel. there are various live flights that are I've already done. Most recently also from Gatwick to Inverness was also a nice one. I'm looking forward to welcome you aboard on the memberships if you want to, and want to support the channel a bit and be part of a nice little community around the AviationPro channel, also with the accompanying Discord server. So make sure to check it out by clicking the join button. For now, I will say good night from Australia, and the people here will sleep. I will still have a whole day ahead of me, so let's see what happens. But thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Cheers.